Alright. Okay, we're back. So, just gave the Space Marines base layer of Raidbone white primer. So it's outside drying. I know, shouldn't be doing the primering and it's this cold outside, but I don't have any other option. It's that simple. Okay, so now for the Chaos side. So, Chaos side is completely different from the Imperial side, logically. We've got 3 Chaos Space Marines of the Dead Guard detachment, which is a pretty cool detachment, and they have brought with them a set of, I think, 5 or 6, yeah, Poxwalkers, 6 Poxwalkers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. This is gonna look pretty cool once it's all done. So, just to be clear, let's take. We're gonna start with the Dead Guard Plague Champion. Let's have a look. Put this to the side. Pretty curious how it's all going to turn out, because this is the very first time that I'm using the really the specific color primer for the contrast colors, and then I have the Plague Bearer Flesh contrast color over here, Dead Guard green over here, Ultramarines blue contrast color. Yeah, really curious how this is gonna turn out in the end. Which else did I have? Gilliman Flesh. This is for the ground, and the last one here is Volupus Pink, which is what I was planning to use on the Dead Guard for the pieces of them that are, you know, from the demon sculptings. So yeah, really curious how this is all gonna end. So it starts with the Dead Guard Plague Champion. For me personally, the Dead Guard are about the nastiest of the nasty of the Chaos Marines, because they are so corrupted in every sense. Like this Dead Guard Plague Champion, he has a huge tummy on his stomach, a mouth on his stomach, a tummy on his stomach. It's all just so completely corrupted, as corrupted as can be. I gotta say though, in the kill team matches that I've watched played online, I've already noticed that people are not a big fan of the Dead Guard, because they have this very specific skill. Just want to make sure that I don't mess it up when I say it. Yeah, disgustingly resilient. Each time a model in this unit loses a wound, you can roll a dice. On a 5 or a 6, that unit does not lose the wound. That's really strong. Or the Poxwalkers have that as well. Damn. That's pretty... Yeah, so they are how should I say, they serve Nurgle, Chaos God of Death and Disease. I'm not sure what original chapter these guys are from though. I think my nozzle is stuck. That sucks. Okay, so just for today, I'm gonna switch to a spare pot. I think my Spotify plugin has failed. That's all. Forgot his arm. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Alright. fixed again. Yeah, sorry guys, I didn't notice it. Okay, next one. It's gonna be tricky to clean. So even though the hands have like these claw-like things, price of serving Nurgle, I guess. cool of this set to include 3 completely different Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines. That's you could have just went, just like, oh, here's 3 random generic Chaos Space Marines, but no, they go like, these are all 3 of them. They even have completely different backpacks. So I think it's for 30 euros. It's a really nice kit. I gotta say, I got the ID from Uncle Adam at Tabletop Miniatures, because he made this list of cheapest kill teams to get, and this was in there. And that's another empty sprue. So here we go. Our 3 Dirt Guard Space Marines are done. 1 champion and 2 regular ones. So, on to the last set of sprues. Our last couple of guys. The Boxwalkers. this one is completely finished already, and this one too. So two of them are going to go pretty fast. After that we'll go check on the squad of Space Marines, and hopefully they have a nice layer of primer on them. Alright, so let's have a look. We have to start with number 10. Nine. And a little base. Again. Gets another arm as well. It's not closing. I just wanted to make sure I squeezed it enough. Quickly gotta answer the text that I got. So next is number 2. Looks like it's just 2 pieces, this one. Gotta say though, I really like the way these miniatures look. I am at heart a loyalist. I was doubting a little bit when I was reading the Horus Heresy, right up until the whole corruption thing started. But the way they were going, like, are we really gonna have to, are we really gonna keep fighting like this, and what are we gonna do, and is it right to exterminate the whole planet of humans because they don't want to follow our lead? Because basically the very first book that was published of the Horus Heresy starts with a really cool line. I was there when the Emperor died. and they're basically the original Space Marines, the ones created by the Emperor to reunite humanity. They find this one of the lost planets, because, well, long story short, shortly after now, humanity gets to some kind of golden age, I would say, yeah, golden age, and we conquer the whole universe basically, or at least the known universe for our side, and then some 8, 9, 10,000 years after that, we don't know exactly, something happens, and then there's 20,000 years of darkness where we have no clue what happened to humanity, except the only thing we know is that we basically lost the ability to, we really went back to the dark ages. No more space travel, lost contact with all of the human planets, and then after 20,000 years, I think it's called the Age of Strife, on Holy Terra, Earth. The Emperor suddenly arises, and he creates this army of superhumans, the Space Marines, and he uses them to start reconquering the world, to reunite humanity. And that's the stuff that the stories that are going around in the Horus Heresy, because by then they've been going for, I think, about 1,000 years or 100, 200 years, something like that, and they keep on finding these new planets of humanity, except these people have been out of touch with humanity for 20,000 years plus, so they have no idea what the fuck these guys are coming there, and then they just show up and they go like, oh yeah, we're sent by the Emperor of Terra, you're humans, so you have to obey us. And in the very first book of the Horus Heresy, they find a planet like that, and these people are like, are you sure we're not that tempted to, just submit to this, emperor of mankind that we've never heard of, especially because he's ruling from a planet that we've never heard of. I would imagine that happening here. Like suddenly this army of superhumans arrives on the planet, and they go like, yes, we are the original humans, you have to submit to us. Don't think people would really like that, and so some stuff happens, and they end with basically exterminating the whole planet because they don't want to join the human empire of Terra. And then some guys start thinking like, is this really, is this right? Is this justified? And in that part I was like, fuck no. I'm with the Chaos guys, I'm with the rebels. And also like Magnus the Red, I really like that guy, the Primarch of 1,000 Suns, because he doesn't really want to join Chaos. He just wants to learn how to use psychic powers because he sees the potential in it. But because Lehman Russ of the, is it Lehman Russ? The Primarch of the Space Marines convinces the Emperor and the other Primarchs that it's a bad idea, and they ban everything Psyche related, because at that time they were doing some Psyche stuff with librarians that were really, really powerful, and 1,000 Suns had a shitload of librarians in their army. And then they make this fake conclave where they were supposedly going to decide what are we going to do with psychers, but basically everybody already knew what the outcome of the vote was going to be, and they were going to ban psychers. But of course Magnus the Red didn't want that, justifiably. And then they sent the Space Wolves to go hunt the 1,000 Suns because they don't want to give up their most powerful weapon, because they understand how important it is. So my next squad that I really want to buy and build, it's gonna be 1,000 Suns, because I sympathize so much with those guys. Alright. Okay, so we've got 6 boxwalkers. Actually really freaky zombies, basically. Looking forward to doing some cool stuff with them. And 3 Dead Guard Chaos Space Marines, one of which is a champion. I hope I can do them justice, you know. But with all these Alright. I forgot an extra paint handle. Too bad. Just kind of sucks that these dried out. Quite disappointed with the quality of these. Alright. So. Okay, I'm gonna stop the stream, go try and get these primed already maybe, and then cross my fingers that the other guys have worked out. See you next time, probably in about an hour or something.